Hey, my little people, thank you for tuning in again today. We've got a story time. It's my great Uncle Tiger. This is a Children's Choice Award book. That means this book won an award. It's written by James Riordan, so he's the author, and Alex Aliff, or Alife, is the illustrator. So Alex did the pictures, and this book was published by Peachtree, Atlanta. And my little guys, I hope you enjoy this short little story. Okay? The house where Mama Duke lived was full of cats. And if you look, there's cats, 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 cats. There's just cats everywhere at this house. Even in this little window over here, full of cats. Downstairs lived Billy, who hunted mice and chased birds. Upstairs, with a bed all to herself, was Bertha. So Bertha lived upstairs. Above her lived Matilda with her kitten Smudger. So here's Matilda and here's Smudger. And right at the top of the house was Albert, the wise old attic cat. From his window, he could see for miles around, and he knew all there was to know about everything. And do you see why he might have an idea as to why he knows so much? Look at all this reading that he does. Albert reads and reads and reads. One evening, Marmaduke was going through the garbage cans outside the house when, among the fishtails and old bones, he found a book full of pictures. "Bless my marmalade socks!" he exclaimed. So he found a book with pictures. Marmaduke looked closer. A Tiger. Well, I never. Look at those yellow eyes and spiky whiskers. And he's got a long furry tail that curls like mine. And marmalade stripes, just like me. We must be related. So from the picture, you can see his whiskers and the stripes and his long curly tail. No wonder that Marmaduke thought that the tiger looked like him. Every night, the cats gathered on the rooftop to talk about the day's events. That evening, Marmaduke couldn't wait to tell them his news, and he came across the roof with his nose held high and he was swishing his tail grandly. He had some news to tell tonight. And before any of the other cats were able to say anything, Marmaduke began to boast about his Uncle Tiger. That means he was bragging about his Uncle Tiger. Oh, hash brown. That's like, remember when I said, Swanson, who's your uncle? He was bragging about it, even though he's really not your uncle. Little Smudger was very impressed. "Where does your great uncle live? Can we meet him, please?" he asked Marmaduke. But it was wise old Albert who answered, "There are tigers at the zoo, and I've seen them from my window. We could all go and see Marmaduke's Uncle Tiger." Oh, so wise old Albert says, "I know where he kind of stays. We need to go see him." So first thing the next morning, the cats set off. They tippy-toed over rooftops and filed across the alleyways. So they went from the roof down into the streets, in between buildings. And finally, they squeezed through a hole in a high green fence. And there they were. They were inside the zoo. "You go first," said Matilda to Marmaduke. "You know what he looks like." "Oh, you won't have trouble spotting him," said Marmaduke. "He's the fiercest and the very grandest and wisest of all cats in the whole park. You just see. Follow me." "Just look at that!" cried Smudger. Everyone stopped. "What's that huge animal climbing out of the water? That must be your uncle." what? That ugly fat frog? Said Marmaduke. No, that's a hippo, said Albert wisely. Tigers are orange and furry, said Marmaduke. Come on. Got those voices wrong on that one. Sorry, guys. So on they went, past birds and animals of every shape and color. Remember, they're at the zoo. There's all kinds of animals. There's a monkey in the tree. We have a snake over here. We have some kind of lizard. We have the bird. Ooh, we have that. The crocodile or alligator down there in the water. We have elephants over here. There's animals everywhere. All of a sudden, Smudger stopped again. There's an orange and furry animal. Just look at him peering over the treetops. That's your uncle for sure. No, said Albert with a deep laugh. That lofty beanpole is a giraffe. He does have the right colors. Besides, said Marmaduke, tigers have stripes. And giraffes, when you look at him, he's got not spots, but splotches. At last, the cats reached the largest, most fearsome cat they had ever set their eyes on. His yellow eyes gleamed wickedly. His white whiskers, ooh, they twitched. And his long tail, it swished from side to side. And his great furry body was striped in orange and black from the top to toe. There he is! That's him! That's my uncle! Shouted Marmaduke. Marmaduke walked boldly toward the tiger. But as he got closer, his knees began to wobble. I think the tiger was a little bit bigger than Marmaduke was expecting. In real life, his fierce great uncle looked rather scary. Hello, our uncle, he said. I've brought some friends to meet. Don't tell him he brought some friends to meet him. The tiger opened his great jaws to reveal 2 rows of big white teeth. Grrr, grrr, grrr. Greetings, said the tiger. But Marmaduke did not hear his Uncle Tiger's words, nor did the other cats. All they heard was a grrr. Up they left and took to their heels for dear life. Marmaduke was far ahead of his friends, running for all he was worth. They got scared. They didn't wait to see if he was saying something. He might, for all they knew, he was going to eat him. And never again did he boast about his great Uncle Tiger. And that is the end of that short little story. And I hope you enjoyed it. Hash Brown, Madiddlin, and Jumpin' Jack. Maybe I'll get to see you tomorrow, okay? It is weekend. So anyway, everybody, have a good night. Remember, reading is fun. You want to practice up on your reading so you can get anywhere you want in life, good jobs. Remember the Salvation Army, the Goodwill, thriftbooks.com, great places to build up your library. If it's hard, because new books can be hard to buy. Sometimes they're very expensive, but at these places you can get books very reasonably priced. You get to look at them, all but thrift books. You don't get to look at it first. But when you go to the Salvation Army and Goodwill, look through a book. I mean, sometimes new books are donated there. This book, 69 cents. All right. Anyway, good night. And until next time, for my 3, here's for the rest of you guys. I hope you come back and watch some more stories. This puts over 60 online. So if you get bored and it's on a rainy day or something, go ahead, watch some more stories. Bye, until next time.